Hey there, it's One Boom, and welcome to the video you guys have all been waiting for. Why have I been complaining about Advanced Warfare pretty much since I started my channel and then kept playing it anyway? A lot of people get asked this question, but I do have an answer. I hope you guys stay through the whole video and have a better understanding of it. If this offends you in any way because you're a huge Advanced Warfare fan, I don't care. It's not about you. It's about me. The comment section's about you, but I don't read that. Well, I do, but I don't care if you disagree with me. I'm gonna need that intro. Intro! So since I've started my YouTube channel, via Twitter, the exclusive Aces streams, and my videos, I have complained about Advanced Warfare a lot. I've called it things such as the worst Call of Duty I've ever played, the worst first-person shooter I've ever played, a skillless clusterfuck. I've been very angry at this game. It is the only game that has made me just shut off my Xbox more than any other game. And it's actually the game I played the most. I actually put 20 days into it. I put 20 days into the game that made me the most mad, the most angry, and actually made me feel the worst about myself as a Call of Duty player. I felt like I had gotten really shitty. I felt like I just didn't know how to hold a controller. The game just made me feel awful in every way. And I have reasons that I stuck with it. And the biggest one being is I wanted to learn how to be a YouTuber and I wanted to get my name out there. And actually because I stuck with it, I was able to meet and talk to Drifter on his live stream, and he helped me out a lot with my channel. Drifter, if you ever for some reason watch this, what's up, man? And then of course I got to really get to know Ace and stream with him. Ace, I love you. And I really enjoyed all of the YouTuber experiences, all the YouTube related Advanced Warfare experiences. Even if they were frustrating, I enjoy them. Advanced Warfare as a video game though made me really upset. There are actually, I think I have some decent reasons due to my experiences that I don't like Advanced Warfare. But I'm glad I've had this entire year to get better at YouTube, get a lot better and more confident on the mic and with editing and stuff. And I'm not perfect at it. I borderline suck, but I'd suck a lot more right now if I was just trying to jump into it because of Black Ops 3. And I'm really glad I've had this experience, and I love doing this stuff for you guys. So one of the big reasons that Advanced Warfare really upset me is the feeling of helplessness. In a lot of gunfights, they're very 50-50, and it usually felt outside of my favor, so a little bit more 40-60 in the enemy's favor. And the feeling of helplessness often came from really jarring deaths. People just being in my face or being straight behind me or at some weird, angle that I can't see them and killing me. And I don't consider myself a slow person. And I'm not saying that if you're bad at Advanced Warfare you're slow or anything like that, but I don't feel like I should have trouble tracking targets because a lot of my favorite first-person shooters had 3D movement, a lot of bouncing, a lot of quick movement. I love the hell out of Titanfall. I loved Quake Arena. Was it Quake Arena? I forget if it was just called Quake or Quake Arena. I don't know. Anyway, games with fast movement, people flying around, that didn't bother me. It's just for some reason Advanced Warfare, the way the maps worked, the way the weapons worked, and the way the time to kill worked, all seemed to work against me and gave me really jarring, frustrating deaths. Also, the overall glitchiness of the game, and I was playing on Xbox One. This is not a reflection of Xbox One because a lot of people said they didn't experience this, or if they did, they also were experiencing it on PS4 and PC and last gen. I honestly think it was just a fundamental game issue. I would have weird frame drops as I'm dying, or the camera, the perspective camera, as it shows, when it shows your dead body before you hit X to respawn, that would stutter and run at about 2 frames per second for me. Even after reinstalling the game and re-downloading things, playing it offline, even against bots, it would happen. And so weird jarring deaths of just somebody being in my face, one-shotting me, as the netcode was never really solved in the game either. I'm not going to get into that too much because that's all speculation and people get irritated when you bring up netcode. But the game just felt really bad in terms of connected shots. So I would just feel like I died in one shot, then the frame rate drops, my character's camera stutters, and then I hit X, and it's like a little delayed reaction, and then I can spawn in. And it always felt like that. So deaths were not a learning experience a lot of the times. It was just kind of like, and sorry if you have headphones, but it's just kind of like you're dead. You're over. You lost. And it was really just jarring. It was really bad. So one of the biggest reasons I hated Advanced Warfare and got so ragey at it is that most of my deaths felt like this. So there were some deaths that were totally my fault, or that were just, you know, he won the gunfight or he was better. I couldn't have done anything better. But the gunfights where I'm just, you know, spawning, walking, locking down an area, and then, hey, there's a guy next to me, I'm dead. That was jarring and frustrating, and you're just bad at the game. Yeah, might be, but after a year of playing, you at least think I'd derive enjoyment out of the learning experience, which I didn't. Bringing it to my next topic, I didn't enjoy the learning experience because I didn't feel like I had one. It felt like Advanced Warfare was very, very random. Gunfights, loot system, the way the maps were laid out, even though they were 3-lane, it just all felt random. It felt really clunky and random, so it didn't feel like it didn't matter how much I played or learned. There was still random attributes of the game that would pop out and fuck my day up. And if that was just my initial experience with the game, that'd be different, but it was my entire experience. I've played a ton of first-person shooters and I've had bad first experiences, and I tried not to judge the game harshly. But it's something to say when an entire year goes by, and that's my common consensus for the game, is that that's what happens. Actually, 20 days played, and that's all that happened. 20 days of in-game time, and well, actually 20 days and 17 hours played, and I always felt like this. I always felt like at least 5 or 6 times a match, at least, I was getting a jarring, unbelievably random death. And that was horrible. And then on the other side of gameplay, there's class customization. I know Advanced Warfare had a lot of options for customization, and I don't think every customization option needs to make sure your gun melts people faster and is just easier to use, but nothing was really interesting. It was all actually really frustrating attachments. Attachments that you didn't want to put on your gun, modules you didn't want on your score streaks, perks you didn't want on your class. Same with certain exo abilities and grenades, and launchers and secondaries, oh god, and the special weapon, the crossbow, and the shield. They felt just bad. They didn't feel like they were set up properly. And so I don't consider it to be valid customization options when it's basically, do you want to use the good stuff? Or are you bored enough to use the bad stuff for a different experience? Also, this is the only Call of Duty, props to them, only Call of Duty I've ever played that's rewarded me so much for the process of ranking up. It is also the only first-person shooter I've ever played for smacking me in the face for ranking up as much as I could. When I got to Grandmaster Prestige, I received a gun that I already had and didn't like anyway, the AK-12 RIP. I received a purple suit of armor that I never wore, and a calling card. I never use any of it. And for Grandmaster Prestige Appreciation Time, which was earlier this month, I got jack shit out of every supply drop that I opened. I opened up 10 advanced supply drops because they sent them to me for free, because I was Grandmaster Prestige, and I got nothing out of them worth keeping. It was boots and gloves, not a legendary, not a new gun. I still don't have and won't have the MP40 in 1911. That's the unfortunate way that it went. Also, the gameplay, unless you were playing something like TDM or Momentum, was very bullying oriented. I think one of the reasons Drifter went to Momentum gameplay, a lot of people criticized him for it, at least to me, they were criticizing him to me about it. Like, why does he not play Domination? And I'm like, fuck, I know why he doesn't play Domination. Because it's a streak fest. It's how hard can you push the enemy team into their spawn until they leave. Not, you're winning! You're crushing them. It was, you're winning. They don't get to play anymore. Their process of the game is now to walk 2 feet, hit X to respawn. And that's how a lot of matches went. I was either doing it to enemies, or they were doing it to me. Not a lot of back and forth, neck and neck matches. It was very, very bullying oriented. Whereas just, I get the initial score, I get the win, fuck yeah. And you know it's true. One of the biggest things I hear from every Advanced Warfare player, even fans of the series, it feels like you're either winning by a landslide or losing by a landslide with not a lot of in between. And that's just due, I think, to the random nature, the 50-50 nature of the game. Also, I never got the feel of the game. Part of me thought it was like some sort of Team Fortress 2 kind of game, you know, or Gotham City Imposters, kind of like goofy first-person shooter. If you don't know what those games are, look them up. But on the other hand, it was like trying to like be like a competitive esports game like Halo, where it's like, I don't know, more like a sport, trying to be more like a sport with that game modes like Uplink, to me really trying to like sell the fact that the game was supposed to be more competitive esports centered. But the game also didn't make me feel like a super soldier or a badass or a sports team member, or that I was even involved in the Call of Duty story at all. I just kind of felt like I was there. The game never had a solidified feel, and this is of course just my opinion and it's very subjective, but to me the game had no feel to it. Black Ops 2 was a technology-filled world where you felt like you were an enhanced soldier due to your new technology. You had a sight that looked through walls, you called in streaks on your little wrist pad thing, and all this was really cool. Advanced Warfare never really drove home that technological advancement thing. It was like, you have an exosuit, and there's lasers. And it didn't really even, there wasn't a really well-designed theme. This always gets movies shed on too, like movies get shed on this all the time, when the movie has no distinct flavor or feel, and it just kind of sits there. Black Ops 2 felt really technologically advanced. Modern Warfare 3 really felt like you're engaging in a world war. Like the multiplayer maps, everything kind of showed you that you were in a world war. The way the maps were, it's like, whoa, I'm in a mall, I'm in a London mall that's been hit by Russians. Wow, this is intense. Same with Modern Warfare 2. It also had this feel like this is on the brink of war, and it's kind of a corny thing, you know, it's kind of a nerdy thing. But the game has no distinct flavor. Like, for instance, Halo's always kind of sold itself as like a sport. It's red team versus blue team. And, you know, there's an announcer. It's like, double kill. Enemy team reaching victory. And it would do stuff like that because it was trying to cement an idea. It was trying to give you, I guess, a context for the game. A certain flavor and feel that Advanced Warfare, even in the campaign, the story mode, didn't have. Maybe it's a pretentious term, but it's used in movie reviews. It exists outside of itself. It feels like the action, the characters, the way everything works is outside of the story and the feel, and it doesn't really ever give you a solidified feeling for the game. It never did for me, at least. So even though I was playing it, it just, again, added to that random, this is poppycock section of my brain. That was an awesome sentence. There were cool things. The Grandmaster Prestige thing gave me something to play towards. The M1 Irons, when that launched, the first 3 days of that being out was really fun for everybody to hop on and use it. The campaign on next gen and PC looked beautiful. Yes, even on my Peasant Box 1, the campaign made my stomach flip in certain scenes when I was really into it in a dark room and I was playing it, and a piece of motion would happen, like an animation would happen with my character, and it just looked crisp and smooth and real, and it was nice. I would love to see that game in full 1080p, and I don't say that about a lot of games, but goddamn, Advanced Warfare's campaign blew me away. Even though the story was meh, and the feeling of it was meh, graphically, beautiful game. But the repetitive gameplay, the jarring deaths, the poorly designed maps and variant system, the very bad rank up system with the advanced supply drops, everything kind of falls short in Advanced Warfare. I've played a lot of first-person shooters, and I'm gonna of course base it off other first-person shooters because games like Battlefield and Halo cost the same as a Call of Duty game. So if they cost the same amount of money, or I can get other games for less money or free, you got to look at different options when you're judging a game. So Advanced Warfare, for my final review of this year, and I don't even want to play it before Black Ops 3 comes out, my final review is a 2 out of 10. And that 2 points was for the game. I give it a 10 out of 10 because of the opportunities it gave me to meet you guys and talk to you guys. Again, Drifter, Ace, if you're watching this, or any YouTuber, any friend I've made, if you're watching this, thank you. This has been a great year, but I'm ready for Black Ops 3. I have a vlog coming out for Friday, and all weekend of Black Ops 3 I'm going to be working on too much content. It's too much goddamn content. Because so much content, this joke landed. I will talk to you guys later, and I'll see you when I see you. Hope you guys don't hate me, because I hate Advanced Warfare. And not because it's the current COD, because it's a bad video game. Goodbye! Oh, did I forget to mention the slow loading textures and the frame rate drops and the fact that the menus would freeze? Well, if you stayed this long in the video, No, I did not. I did not forget to mention that. The frame rate drops, the textures load in slowly, and the menus freeze. How does software do that in 2015?